another episode of the No More Interruption Show. I am your girl and founder of BGI & Co., Big Girl Interrupted, Hazel. Ladies, it's time to join the conversation and own your journey. In this podcast, we'll explore all areas of a woman's experience with confidence, relationship, personal development, professional development, employment, education, entrepreneurship. Yes, ladies, and sex, marriage, and divorce. There is no limits here. It's all about a positive mindset. So, on today's episode, I have the pleasure of sitting down and chatting with Saira.
Hi.
Girl.
Hi. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on to your podcast. I am Saira. What should I say about myself? I'm a child and youth worker, a mom, a sister, a wife, a friend, your friend for like forever. and recently I have been, I got my registered social worker certification. So I'm now a registered social worker. Yay.
And I went to something that we celebrated last year.
Oh yes, I'm an author. Yes, I wrote Dear Divya. I have it right here. Yes, I wrote a book on my second mat leave. No biggie.
No. Simple stuff.
Simple stuff. Yes. So yeah, that's all the hats that I wear.
Yes. See the reason why we're friends? Because we clearly wear too many hats.
Too many hats. But it's okay. Yes. It's good to have a lot of hats, right?
It is.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm so excited to have you on.
Yeah.
But as you know, we always start with what's interrupting your life. So what are you currently working on? What interruptions are you currently working on in your life?
Too many. So I recently, so I had a baby in October of 2021, and that was like a huge journey in itself because I had come on, like, remember when you did the like Red Table Talk version of like Big Girl Interrupted? I shared my infertility journey and that struggle. And so to create my small human, it was like a 5-year journey. And so I went on mat leave. I was on leave for 18 months with him. And I have like today I just finished my second week back at work, and that's been a bit of a struggle of going back to work, leaving him, have like this insane sense of like mom guilt and just like being like feeling like I'm abandoning my child. So yeah, like I think that's like what I'm struggling with the most right now is like my mommy guilt.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's hard, and like it's so difficult to like just like unpack that because so much is involved in that as women. Like I experienced this with my son, my first son.
Right.
But remember, I went back to school during my first mat leave. Like I did my master's. So I left Nakai when he was like 7 months old. And I remember like crying on my driving to campus, crying in class, leaking, pumping, like like it was this whole thing. But like my mom guilt, like I experienced mom guilt or way earlier than I did with Nakai versus Nilan. Whereas with Nilan, like I just wanted to enjoy motherhood and not do anything. Like I always said, oh, I'm going to do my PhD on my second mat leave, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, which I told you were crazy.
Yes. But I was like, no, you know what? Like time is so precious and time is so like it's not like we people think we have so much time, but we really don't. We don't have so much time. And so I don't want to take time away from my children when they're this small, because they're only going to be this small one time. Like
Yeah.
one time they're only going to be a toddler, one time they're only going to be a child, but then they're going to be big grown adults for like
A long time.
at one time. I only get a newborn baby, toddler, child, teenager, and then big grown man.
Yeah.
And I have to deal with big grown man for a long time. So I got two big grown man. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to include my husband. So I want to really savor the moments of like the stages of life
Hmm.
with these two boys, because like they're literally my heartbeats.
Hmm.
Um so yeah, I'm struggling with that mommy guilt.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that's hard. That's hard.
That's so hard. Yeah, it's so, and like there's so many things that like I want to do. Like I want to write Dear Divya too, but then
Mhm.
like to sacrifice like a Saturday to go write versus spending a Saturday with my kids.
Right.
Um like this past weekend, it was my first week at work. I was so emotional. I was constantly crying, and we had plans Saturday. Like we had two plans on Saturday, one plan on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
I canceled all the plans. Saturday morning, I hid from my family and I cried because I was so like overwhelmed with emotion that like, like Neil was great. Like he picked up, like he cooked last week, he was cleaning, he was doing things. I was exhausted because I had to go to campus. Uh,
Oh, okay.
and just like with this whole transitioning, it was tons of meetings.
Mhm.
And it's just like, like I was really taking in the fact that like I was spending my entire day with my baby, and now I'm only getting like 2 hours in the
Yeah.
morning and 3 hours in the evening, like 5 hours with my baby now. Like
Yeah.
that's like a huge transition
It is a
for
big
me.
transition.
And him, like he's with my mom and my mother. Like I have a really good village.
Right.
Love my village. And so he's with my mom and my mother-in-law and Neil's auntie. So I know he's getting so much love and hug up and love up from these old ladies that he would be getting from me. But
Right.
I'm not getting no love up and hug up from no institution. I'm getting work and work and work.
They're paying you. That's what
Yeah,
they're
I'm getting
that's
money to
yeah. That's
survive
that's your hug up.
this high inflation life that we live.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's just been a struggle. That's my struggle.
Mm. Now, with that struggle and those struggles, because as you said, there are a lot of them. What are some of the limiting beliefs that you experience?
So like I've been talking to myself a lot. Like
Mhm.
I spend I've been taking my showers alone. Usually Nilin comes with me to bathe. Cause like I had no privacy. Or like we just have like full on family meetings while mommy's bathing because
Right.
everyone wants to come in the washroom and disturb my me time. And so, but like like I've been struggling because like I've been telling my like I can't do this, like like
Mhm.
you can't do, you can't like I've been struggling with the word can't.
Mhm.
And and for me like that's hard because I'm a very like positive, very like I'm a doer.
Yeah.
So like if I set my mind to something, I'm going to do it.
Mhm.
um and so I struggle with the word can't because I don't know, like I'm struggling to find my balance
Mm.
of like being a mom, my balance of being a wife, doing date nights. Like Neil and I, we haven't gone on like our first date was like a couple months ago. That was our first date since 2019
Wow.
that we had. And even still, like the whole time we were like, "Oh, we should go back early. Like, we should check on the kids."
The old people.
It's literally like we're like, oh, we missed. Like we spent like we. I was like, okay, we need to just like focus on work and like let's talk about different things. Let's talk about work. Let's talk about like my future, like entering this new role. Let's talk about Dear Divya too. Let's talk about different things. So anyhow, but
That's good
I,
that you were able to flip the conversation.
yeah, yeah, that was difficult for us because we were both like it was so like we put our phones away, but like we are itching to like go look at pictures and videos of the boys. Because we just didn't know what to do with our hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Because whenever we're at a restaurant, there's one is with him, one is with me, or we're trading, or I'm feeding this one, he
Mm.
and I'm feeding that one. So it's like, and he's feeding me. So it's like a mix up of like, I just didn't know what to do with my hands. but but yeah, like I'm struggling with the word can't because it's like I don't know how I can be present for everyone who needs me. Like I watched my mom mother me.
Mhm,
She never had friends. Like she like dedicated her like, old Guyanese lady. She dedicated her life to her family.
mhm,
Cooking, cleaning, going to Zellers on Fridays was her highlight.
mhm,
Going to the grocery store without me was a thing. Um but like my mom never had girls nights. My mom never had um like a social life, and I'm struggling
mhm,
with the fact that like that social life concept, because like a part of me is like, yeah, I want that. I want
mhm,
like I miss that, but
mhm.
then a part of me is like, but I just want to be home with my children. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and like I don't like, I love my friends.
Mhm,
Sometimes I wish they were at the life stage that I was at, because I have really close friends who are single, who are dating, who are in serious relationships, but no one like I have my mom community, but
right.
like as like I wish there was just like more understanding of like I can't do girls nights every month. Like I can't.
Mhm.
And like girls nights are hard because like my small pick me one wake up at 5 a.m. and oh gosh, like the child, I'm like you I train the next one. The next one loves to sleep in, okay? The small one for dead, he don't want to sleep in.
Oh, because he wants his mommy.
I give him all the boobies. I'm like, take my boobies. I'll be lying down sleeping, and he'll drink his boobies, and then he'll start pulling my hair to and slapping me to wake up. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh.
take your child. You guys are early risers. I will go and lie down with my firstborn. Oh no. Yeah. So oh gosh, sorry, I don't know what just happened. But yeah. Did I disconnect? Am I
No,
still?
no, no, you're good. You're all good.
But yeah, so that's what I feel like, yeah, my limiting beliefs that like I can't, but I know I can.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's been my struggle.
I know, and those are the can't and can, and that's a hard thing. I struggle with it too. I've been working with like a life coach, and she's told me to swipe out like balance, so I no longer use balance in my vocabulary, except
Oh,
now.
really?
Yeah, because as like I keep like we did this project together where I had to research balance and what does it actually mean and what does it mean to me, and it doesn't fit in my life. That's the reality. It doesn't fit in for me, and so that's why I continue to struggle with the word can't. But now I've replaced the word can't with just not right now. Right now is not. Yeah.
Oh, my whole Mother's Day speech on Sunday is about balance. I need to
That's
go and
good.
rewrite my speech, Hazel.
No. That's just because I was struggling with it. Because everybody says that you need balance. You need to have balance. You need to have balance. And I'm like, but I can't, like, my lifestyle, and like you, we wear so many different hats.
Yeah.
And I want to be wearing those so many. It's not like I'm choosing not to, like, I don't like the hats I wear. I
I
love the hats
love
I
my
wear,
hats. I
right?
love my hats. One's a pink flamingo,
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
think I would no, like I do mention that like sometimes balance doesn't work out for us, and I think that's okay. I think
Mhm.
it's okay to just be okay with things not working out.
Yes. Yes.
And I do mention that. But cuz like I feel like for me like it's about like yeah, like how do I like balance like like in my mind, you know that picture of like a woman and there's like all these clouds that she
Mhm.
has, like I
Mhm.
feel like that's my life. Like and then I'm holding like two children and like I have my computer and all that stuff. That's how I look. That's my
That's
vision.
the cover of your next book.
Oh gosh, no, no. The cover of my next book, it's gonna I can tell you it's gonna be Dear Divya, then
Uh-huh.
two semicolons, and then behind Dasari. And then
Mm.
like the the cover, I want it to be like I have a vision of it being like you know how like you remember how I got married?
Yeah.
Remember my red outfit?
Yes.
So I want it to be like a bright red, like sari pattern.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm very, very excited about I have the first chapter and the second chapter done, or the first chapter and the last chapter completed from the book. But I just haven't had time to like write the meat. But
That's okay. That's
like
okay. You got the beginning and the end.
yeah, yeah. And I've been totally like giving myself permission to like
Mm.
be okay with not being able to get to it. Like I know like I will get to it, but like
Right.
I'm transitioning back to work. Like Nilan's gonna be transitioning to daycare in a couple
Beautiful.
weeks. Oh, we're going away. We're having like our first real family vacation of like the four of us. We're going to Panama.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And Neil has a conference, so I'm like, we're all coming. We're all coming. I don't care. And so I'm gonna be gone for like four. Like we're doing a week, but like
Uh-huh.
3 days he's at the conference, and 4 days we're gonna be staying in two parts of Panama.
Right.
So it's just gonna be really nice. Like I think that yeah, it's just the four of us. I don't have to worry about connecting with no one because last year we had
Right.
two weddings, and I'm just this year will just be like a nice four of us vacation.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, with all of that
Yeah.
and a bag of chips,
Yeah.
so how are you? What are some of the positive mindset things that you are doing currently?
Um, I
Big
think
or little?
bigger. I feel like I'm really like I'm constantly telling myself how privileged I am. Like I
Mm.
am extremely lucky. I'm a lucky person or like privileged person because like I have a very hands-on husband who
Mhm.
is so amazing with our kids. And like there's no we've really or both of us slash more me has
Mhm.
really worked hard on breaking down the gender roles within our household.
Beautiful.
and
Beautiful.
and so we really try and like share everything
Mm.
to role model to our sons that like there are no gender roles, everyone does everything.
Right.
The kitchen is not just for mommy, like it's for daddy too. And like
Mhm.
they see that daddy's cooking and doing dishes, and like Nakai has started to do dishes. So yeah,
Mhm.
like and laundry. So like everything is really like shared. Like we garden together, we
Mm.
do household things together.
Right.
Um and I remind myself of that. Like I have him. Like there are women out there who are single mothers
Mhm.
who don't have that extra support. Um, I also I also am very privileged to have like my mom and my mother-in-law and my
Yeah.
father-in-law who are amazing humans and that
Mhm.
just love these kids to pieces. And anytime, like if I were to ever need a break, I could just call any of them and be like, hey, um, can I just drop the boys off for an hour? And no problem.
Right.
So a lot of people don't have that village of support. And also like like I'm always talking to like the universe and like prayer.
Mhm. Mhm.
So through my pregnancy, I really struggled a lot with like the statement like today I'm going to wake up and his heartbeat's going to stop. Like every day, Hazel, that was my first thought, that
Wow.
I would wake up and then I would say like it would just like be in my mind, and then I would just start praying and start talking to the universe and just asking God to just be with me, um and like support me through this journey of having this.
Mhm.
Please just let this baby come to term. Please just let this baby be delivered alive,
Mhm.
because of how many losses I've experienced. And so
Right.
for me, I pray daily, whether it's to Allah, the Hindu Murtis, Jesus Christ,
Right.
because you know
Whoever you choose that day.
I was raised with everyone. Almighty protects me.
Oh, I love it.
So like in our altar I have a cross, we have our murtis, and then I have like the Islam symbol, so
Mhm.
all everyone's there. And so yeah, that I feel like the power of connecting to like energy in the universe,
Mhm.
is very helpful, because every morning I do pray in front of the altar and I do say like thank you, thank you for breath, thank you for
Mhm.
my body, thank you for allowing me to be an able body individual, because a lot of people can't do the things that I'm able to do. So
Yeah.
I'm a very, very grateful person.
Mhm.
I'm raising my sons to be that way. Like Nakai, when we pray every night and every morning. And, I tell him, I'm like, you need to thank God for your legs, for your eyes, for
Yeah.
your heart, because, there are children in this world who may not have the opportunities that you have. So we just have
Mhm.
to always be grateful for what we have today, because
Mhm.
tomorrow is not promised.
And you can lose something tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. And so I think like that's like one of my biggest fears is like, like mothering these, like I just want to watch them grow up.
Mhm.
I want to be here. I want to see them. I want to be an Aji. No, I want to be an Aji. I want to grow old with Neil, and so that's my way of like positive self-talk is through
Mhm.
through talking to the universe and God.
I love it.
Yes.
It's my I love you, but I love it.
I love you too.
Okay, so what are some life goals that you have that you want to achieve? I know that you have another book coming out, so that's one of your goals. What are some other goals that you want to
Oh
achieve?
my god, too many. Like you know me. So in 2010,
Uh-huh.
I wrote out a I wrote out a list of things that I want to accomplish.
Mhm.
Okay? Not knowing that this list that I would actually accomplish everything on this list. The only thing I didn't accomplish
Yeah.
is I did not become a UN assassin and to murder all the people who are hurting children around the world. That's a goal, No, I'm joking. But I was just so angry with child, like I'm still so angry about like child
Mhm.
labor laws, children being
That's
trafficked,
it.
all of
Yeah.
that. Like that makes me so angry. Like
Mhm.
I want to harm the individuals who are doing this to children.
Mhm. Mhm.
God knows if someone were to touch my child, he'll be bailing me out of jail. You have
Okay.
to come to me.
Yeah, I'll bring my team. We'll take care of it.
We'll be doing a podcast. Saira.
Yeah.
You'll pull strings with the guards. Saira in her orange jumpsuit. No, no, no. But real talk, I have lots of aspirations. I don't know if the door's closed for me um to have
The
another baby.
door's open. The door is open.
Yes, well, I will
Yeah.
see, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to limit myself because when I had Nakai, everyone was like, "Oh, when the next one coming? When
Mhm.
this one coming? Oh, don't wait too long, you're ATT." And I would always be like, just to like get people off my back, I'm waiting until I'm doing my PhD. I'm waiting until I'm doing my PhD.
Mhm.
So, so like I put that in the universe.
Right.
So I'm like, was the universe waiting for me to start my PhD
Mm.
before I could get pregnant?
Mhm.
Um, Meanwhile, I'm here trying to get pregnant.
Right.
So I'm like, when people say, like, are you gonna try for a girl? It drives me nuts. But my response, I no longer meet that response with anger. I meet
Uh-huh.
it with, if it's in God's plans.
Right.
If it's in God's plans, I will have another baby. If
Mhm.
not, then Neil and I are very, very
Yeah.
happy to adopt a little girl.
Right.
Because I want to be a girl mama so bad.
Oh god.
So we will adopt a little girl from Guyana. Guyana is opening up their adoption borders in June for
Okay.
international adoption. So that's
Mhm.
really exciting. I want to write a whole series of Dear Divya. So I wrote grade 10, or grade 9. I want to write grade 10, 11, 12. And then I'm thinking about like doing spin-off books of the
Mhm.
different characters. And then I'm
Mhm.
thinking about going back and doing like a whole like babysitters club because of like the babysitters club series,
Yeah.
but that's predominantly for like white children
Mhm.
and it's
Mhm.
white stories. And so for me, I want to bring to light like the different cultures, the different narratives of like
Mhm.
young children of like from the BIPOC community.
Yeah.
So, and like I have like all my characters, majority of my characters are BIPOC. I do
Mhm.
have some white characters in my book, which I did not realize would like resonate with white folks. Like that wasn't my goal. And I've had so many like white women like reach out to me saying, "Oh my gosh, like I really connected with Kristen." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay, very good. I'm glad that happened."
Mission accomplished.
Yes, very good. But yeah, I want to do that. I want to open up or join like my private practice of like
Mhm.
working with like youth and families around like mental health in the Caribbean community. That's one of my
Mhm.
goals, like creating awareness about mental health. Also like communication, like under like how to communicate, understanding how to communicate because that's like a huge barrier in our community.
Yeah.
Um
The ting and ting and ting.
yes.
You're supposed to know the ting.
Oh Lord, yes. Like, well, I'm so bad for. I'll be like, Nakai, go get me the thing from upstairs.
See?
What? The thing beside on the ironing board. Open your eyeballs and just look for.
Oh
It's
my
so
god.
bad because now this child has so much mouth for me. He's like, he'll be like, I'll be looking for something if I'm
Uh-huh.
using my phone. He's like, Mommy, just open your eyeballs. I'm like,
Told you.
and then, yeah, yesterday we were having a discussion and I was asking him to move. He's like, my body, my choice. I'm making the choice to stay here. And I'm like,
Uh,
I'm like, all right, very good. Glad you're using your voice. I can
yep.
appreciate it. But right now, mommy's asking you to move.
But that's good because that teaches you to word it a different way, right? To pause, to
Child.
think about what you want to say, how you want to talk, because you
Yeah.
have to remember, because then
And
it's going to help him later on. And,
oh yeah, no, totally. I'm so glad. I'm so glad he's so vocal.
mhm.
The next one is vocal in his own baby language. But yeah, so yeah, mental health,
Mhm.
PhD. Oh yeah, I'd like to do my PhD in adult education.
Mhm.
I'd like to I'd like to try out teaching full time in a child and youth care program. Right now I'm doing academic advising and student affairs and
Right.
I'm a part-time professor.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't mind. I really love curriculum development because I feel like as when you create curriculum, you really have an opportunity to make systemic change at a macro
Mhm.
level and it trickles down to micro.
Right.
working with children.
Mhm.
I miss working with children. And so I'd love to go back into the field at some point. Like a I like maybe, you know what? Maybe when like I'm older and like
Won't be able to keep up.
and like, I'm just I just miss that. Like I miss the little ones. Like I go to Nakai's class and I volunteer sometimes. I went to read a book to them about carnival. And like though, like, oh, Miss BJ, like giving me the hugs and all the love. Like I miss that. I don't miss, getting beat up by kids and getting chairs thrown at me. Um, but I do miss that, like that impact factor. And I
Mhm.
know I'm making an impact larger.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, and like because now I'm working with young adults and they're just like they just have bigger problems.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, like what I like as I would like to, I would like to make my non-for-profit, like get the charity status with the non-for-profit for me and my mom on building togetherness, and really like open up like a headquarters in Guyana. Like I would
Mm.
love to open up a food bank and a clothing bank. They don't have that in Guyana.
Oh, okay.
Connected to like religious affiliations.
Mhm.
So they don't just have one central one where people can just come and take. They don't that's non-existent. So
Oh,
whenever I do send stuff, like we were dropping it off at different places, but I would love to be able to like send stuff and it
in one
goes to
sense. Mhm,
our like it goes to our location and like it's
mhm,
getting restocked, and
mhm.
people and can have like a sense of like a sense of like being able to like go shopping, that sense of pride
Yeah, yeah.
versus like, like just like taking things.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Community
yeah, that
coming
sense of
together. Yeah.
yeah. So that's a goal. And yeah, like I feel like I haven't written out my plans. I,
Mhm.
I finished my life coaching certificate. I just haven't really like started that practice
I don't
because
know where you plan on.
and then another really big dream that I have is I want to become a fertility
I
doula.
was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Like because like I really want to support women who are struggling to get pregnant, that before process, because
Mhm.
a lot of women, yeah, we have friends and yeah, we have partners, but it's still an extremely lonely process if
Mhm.
those friends say really harmful things without like knowing, and they could be genuinely just trying to be supportive, but like sometimes being like, oh, you're just too stressed, or just
Right.
get high and have sex. Like that's how my friend did it. Like it's super duper
Deeper
harmful.
than that.
And pardon.
I said it's deeper than that. It's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and people don't, if you do not, ooh, if you do not if you do not go through it yourself, you do
Mhm.
not, like, I don't think people can have like a real understanding of that. So I want to become that person for people. So
Mhm.
yeah, like I've been looking at becoming a fertility doula,
Right.
and then working with that with my registered social work thing so I can be like covered under everyone's benefits. So like
Right.
everything works out. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
That is like you would be booked, busy, and traveling.
I want to retire. I want to retire so I can do all these passion projects. I want to retire now. I want to retire tomorrow so I can do everything that I want to do. Don't, but like, we
It's
need it.
okay. It will happen when it's supposed to happen.
Yes. No.
Yes.
For
Yes. So, I like wrapping up. Okay, so actually before I wrap it up,
sure.
I want to know, how are you celebrating yourself? Like really celebrating yourself, cuz like you need to celebrate yourself cuz you've achieved so much. How are you celebrating yourself?
Not really. I haven't really done anything special for myself. I mean, I did book a nail appointment and a wax. unpacks
Mhm.
on Saturday.
Good.
I had a hair appointment, a couple like self-care, basic self-care
Yeah.
um appointments. Is me counting it as celebration.
Mhm.
But like honestly, me celebrating myself is me spending time with my children.
Mm,
Because like being with them, like is like fills my heart.
mhm.
They fill me up. And so when I'm playing with them, when we're, having dance parties, soca dance parties is the flex in our house. So I'm also playing mass this year.
Mm,
So, I'm doing things for myself, like
good.
putting myself out, getting myself uncomfortable, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. So like, embracing all my stretch marks and all my
Good.
saggy skin on my body and like being so body positive
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, and I told all my girls because everyone was like, oh, we need to wear high-waisted panty and hide our bellies. I'm like, I'm wearing a panty. I letting my belly hang so because you know what? I'm like, we only have one body, okay? One body. This is the only time our body will look like this before everything dropped down to the ground. Okay. Like my breasts are already dropping down to the ground from breastfeeding. So I I told all my friends, I was like, no, we are embracing the frupa and we're just letting the frupa go. And I was like, we don't everyone have a man. We don't need to worry about taking no man on the road. We're taking each other. Okay? We going to pick up woman. Okay?
Oh my gosh. You kill me. You kill me. You kill me.
So I think that is a huge thing for me. Like
Mhm. Mhm.
really embracing myself, loving everything about what this body has done for me, and just like appreciating it because you only get one body. You
Yeah.
have one body. And I find that I've been really mean to my body.
That's
And
good. That's
so
good to flip it. That's good
I
that you flipped it.
I just want to nourish my body,
Mhm.
help my body be healthy, stop giving it food that makes it inflamed where I swell like one big sada roti. So looking like a blasted polari ball. I just I
Oh my gosh. Sarah, you kill me.
I just like and polari ball looks so nice and tasty, but not when I look so okay.
Oh my gosh.
so so yeah, like that's how I'm celebrating me is falling in love with myself.
Awesome. Love it. Okay. So before we wrap up, what are 3 to 4 action steps that you would recommend to women listening to this podcast and watching this show on YouTube to take that they can take right now to become uninterrupted?
I think really just like having a conversation with yourself.
Hmm.
Um, like I often the one message that I tell my students, and I say this in my speech for Mother's Day, is you are the most important tool in your practice. And as mothers, we are the most important people in our households next to our partners.
Hmm.
And if we are not taking care of ourselves, how can we expect to take care of anyone else?
Hmm.
And so I never took care of myself until I had all these health issues and all these things were happening. And so for me, um it's really being grateful for your body, being grateful for what this body has done for you, and having that conversation with yourself, taking control of your mindset. You every day you have a choice, and you have the choice and the ability to wake up with the mindset of I can do this. Today's
Hmm.
going to be a good day. You have that choice. And so every morning you wake up with that and make that choice to have a good day. And
Mhm.
even if you're not, like, you may have like a big list of to do things, start small.
Yeah.
Like, you, if you say, for example, you want to work on your resume, at least open your computer up. That's
Mhm.
one task. Oh gosh, Nakai, move.
It's
Why?
okay. It's okay.
So, he's coming to show me his Mother's Day surprise.
Aw.
Yeah, he's like sang me a whole Mother's Day song yesterday. Very sweet. Um, but yeah, like I think it starts with you, and it starts with
Mhm.
you as a woman, a mother, a caregiver, whether you're an auntie, a daughter. So we have so many people that rely and depend on us, and so
Mhm.
we need to take care of ourselves. And being okay and with disappointment.
Mhm.
You know, like,
Mhm.
you can't be everything to everyone all the time.
Yep.
And that's something that I've had to come to terms with.
It's hard.
And and that's okay. And
Mhm.
as long as you are being the best version of yourself every day and showing up for yourself every day,
Mhm.
that's all you can do. And the rest will fall into place.
100%. What's who's someone that inspires you?
You. You, oh my gosh, you are one of my biggest inspirations.
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Okay, because I'm working on this, Saira, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you. Thank
Yes, you
you.
are Hazel. Like, your journey is an inspirational journey, and I'm like extremely proud of you. You're like my big sister.
Like, from the first day in the kitchen.
My big Vincy sister that I wouldn't let go.
I will never forget that. First
And
day in the
this
kitchen.
girl won't give me side eye, like walk me up and down like so. And I'm like, we're gonna be friends. I like you. And you're like, I remember you're wearing your t-shirt. I trying to make conversation with you. You're wearing this t-shirt from your son's like summer camp years ago or something that you
Right, proud mama.
but I would say my friend Akisha, who I love dearly, and I've really looked up to her as a role model for like professional and also as a mommy, like a mommy mentor.
Mhm.
And also like my mom and my mother-in-law,
Mhm.
because those two women have literally sacrificed their entire lives for us.
Mhm.
So um I really, really appreciate and love them at like a whole different level of like they like of what they've taught me.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, so what's a non-negotiable in your life?
I was trying to figure this out and I was like, I don't know. Like I was gonna ask like what is a non-negotiable? Like,
Something that it must happen. It doesn't, like, some people will say they have to have coffee. Some people say they have to read 30 pages before they go to bed. Like something that you have to do in order to feel full.
in the like every day?
Yeah.
Hmm. I feel like I need like the coffee one's really good because I like need coffee in the morning to function. Um, but like, okay, so I can't go a day without listening to soca music because for like soca is my happy, like soca is my
Mhm.
happiness. So I need to like if I'm working, I'll just listen to soca music um or if I'm driving to pick up the boys, I listen to soca. Like it has to be a part of my days somehow. Some
Mhm.
and I think I've really implemented that into Nakai's daily life routine because the guy need to listen to his soca as well. Yeah.
Well, he's a Caribbean boy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And I know you shared it, but I like to ask at the end. So, what is your go-to self-care activity or experience?
Hmm. Well, I really like dancing.
Mm.
I love dancing. So, as I mentioned, like girls' night out, like we used to go dancing. We just go to like a random, West Indian bar that had a DJ, and we'd be the only ones in the middle of the dance floor with all these rum belly uncles watching us. But we
Oh
didn't
my god.
care. And
Oh
if the
my
uncle tried to come talk, we'd be like, "Go back to your family, please." We were
Oh my
go
gosh.
back to your picnic. Like I'm sure your wife is looking for you. But um but yeah, dancing is like the best form of like self-care for me.
Mm.
Dancing, having dance parties with my kids. I make my husband dance. As you know, Neil is a very like so
He has this wild,
he's a very
wild,
yeah,
wild
very like
life.
I frolic like a bird, and he's very like sway back and forth. So, um, yeah, dancing, and also like whenever I do have time, I really do enjoy journaling.
Mm,
Yeah,
me too.
sometimes I'm just too tired, but in those rare moments that I do, I enjoy doing that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, people who want to connect with you, grab your book. Tell us where we can do that.
All right, so I am on Instagram.
Mhm.
Saira.Batasar.Johnie. It's just my name, pretty straightforward. We do have Building Togetherness on Instagram if you want to follow that to see how you can donate clothes, hygiene products, or hygiene or food,
Mhm.
non-perishable items. And then if you're interested in Dear Divya, it's available anywhere basically. Amazon, Indigo, Chapters, like super exciting, Kobo, all that stuff. And yeah, but if you want to buy it directly from me, you can. um
Public library.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah, oh yeah, it's on the public library. What?
yes.
Yeah, it's like it's everywhere. So yeah, connect, and I love feedback. I love hearing when readers have questions about the characters, and like it's a completely fake story because a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, like is this based on your life?" I'm like, no, like I just like literally made these people up in my head. Just kind of happened.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Syra. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, I love our conversations. Um, and I'm excited to see where you go next. And I can't wait for the next book because you're going to have to come back on.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
Yes.
Thank you, and I love you, and you're amazing.
Thank you.
Ah.